Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Total Eclipse of the Park, Eclipse 2024 from Aira. I'm Janine Stanley. I am your Director of Customer Success and Engagement with my wobbly camera here live from my backyard in Columbus, Ohio. And I have with me today our visual interpreting team, starting with my producer, Sid. Hello, Sid. Welcome to the Eclipse.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? How you doing, Janine?
I am wonderful. I am waiting. We are going to get about 90% coverage here, but the folks in Rochester, where we have some cameras, are going to get total eclipse of the park. So they will be in darkness in about an hour or so. So let me turn this over to our visual interpreters. Today we have with us Chris, Harmony, and Lacey, and I'm going to turn it over to you folks now to let us know what's going on in Rochester.
With interpreter Chris, I'm going to be describing what we see here.
We're going to be switching over to Shaza first. Shaza is on camera.
Perfect. So here in Shay's video feed, we have an overview of people kind of standing, facing a tent. We have different people on their phone kind of filming what's going on. It looks like there's a speaker talking, and then we see that they're right next to a canopy. And so the video feed continues to pan over everyone standing to the left, listening to the speaker. We have different families. We have kids, adults all around the speaker. The video feed continues to pan more to the right side, showing a little bit more people that are standing and listening. We have an overview of two more tents. Okay. And now we're just passing the group of people standing. We're going to the left. I do see a bike to the left. And then we're staring at a bigger canopy that seems to have more people there. Okay, it looks like we're still panning over to the left side. We have some people sitting down. We have 3 more canopies in the background. The camera is slowly panning over to the right, back to the speaker, and then overviewing more people that are standing. The camera person is walking past another canopy. And now we're facing a blue canopy with more individuals sitting. We have another view of the field. So we see 2 more canopies that way, multiple people standing around it. We have some kids walking by. I do see some drawings on the ground as well. It says Wilson dog. There's some writing here. It says Wilson hot dog and more, and it shows it pointing to the right side. We have more writing here on the ground. This is Wilson. I think I said cat. It's pointing to the right side. This is Wilson cat. And now we are making our way past more people on a pathway. Okay, we have some more people here walking. We have a little bit of some trees, no leaves on them. We have some people pointing, kind of just passing by. We have an individual on a bike. And now we're making our way over to what appears to be the kids' playground. We have some kids playing around, grown-ups standing by. We have another table here called Sing With Us. And we're passing that vendor's table, making our way.
What does our weather look like in Rochester?
So it looks like it is cloudy currently. I do see some clouds up there.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, we will see if those will move out of the way.
Hopefully. We have a view of the camera kind of looking up at the sky. We caught some of the trees nearby. There are completely no leaves on them at all. We're making our way through the path. We have more individuals walking by. We're coming up to what appears to be another area where more activity is at. I see a small machine, might be a cart. It says 191. It shows a dog paw. We have a kid nearby, and the little machine's kind of moving around. It appears to be possibly a little machine that has a dog-like mannerisms. Okay, and we're passing that, going to the left side. So we have another vendor table that we're passing. Okay, this table, let's see, what is this? Okay, I see a table that says X Cats Rock the House. And it looks like this little machine device that's on the ground here is kind of moving around, circling. And then we have the vendor's table for that particular device. We're passing it and we're going to the next table over.
We do a number of things. Like, we're a service-oriented group. We go around different organizations and
So now we are over to another table. This is writers and books. This is a vendor's, and it says Total Eclipse. Look like they're selling a book here. Okay, now we're panning back to the left side on the pathway. We're heading to the left, passing a rock that's in the pathway. Okay, we're passing signage here that says SEC, C-E-A-C. Says Southeast Area, I think this is Coalition. And passing their signage. They also have a canopy here, Southeast Area Coalition. They were coming up to their vendor table. They have papers, different buttons, lanyards, cups. We're passing to the left vendor table here. Looks like they are providing what looks like is Eclipse glasses as well as buttons that says Rock 2024. And it shows the kind of outline of the moon, how big the moon is, more buttons to buy. Looks like the campus is turning the page of one of the books. It shows an outline of the globe. And now it's showing Apollo rocket. Now we're going off to the left side of the table. That's showing more of the Eclipse glasses. One of the vendor persons waved at the camera. Now we turned away and now we're heading back down the pathway.
And remember, everyone, please, if you are outside and looking up at the sky, even if you are totally blind and still have your eyes, please put on your Eclipse glasses so that you do not damage your retinas.
The camera person is focusing on a couple individuals here. We have what looks like a table. It says temper. We have two individuals talking. It says temporary tattoos. This is what this vendor table is providing. Okay, now we have an overview of just the park and area, people around. We're looking past some more of the grass, trees in the background. People are all either standing in a particular area or sitting on the grass. We're passing what appears to be like a soccer goalie. Now we're walking onto the grass. And you can overview the sky, which again has the dark some light clouds, some dark clouds. And the camera person is kind of panning over the sky to show more. Now we're heading more into the grass area. You see more of canopy with individuals nearby, some people sitting down. I see a telescope that is set up to the right, pointing at the sky. Okay, we are walking towards what appears to be another vendor table. Okay, we are getting closer. Now we are panning nearby the telescope, which is set up to position at the sky. We're kind of circling it. And now I'm going to go ahead and hand over the describing to visual interpreter Lacey. I'll be back.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lacey, and it looks like we're still in the middle of the field here, and it looks like we are at a vendor. It says, this is Wegmans, actually. Wegmans Pharmacy. Looks like there's quite a few items on the table here. It looks like they're panning close to some fruit. It looks like they have different pins. It looks like different pamphlets. It looks like there's some gentlemen kind of describing to some people there what they're offering. We're panning back over to the field. It's a very large field here. We've got quite a few vendors, probably 20 vendors here in the center of this field. We're walking closer to one of the vendors now. Lots of people standing around. It's a very large crowd. Looks like we've got a camera crew set up here as well. They're just kind of discussing amongst themselves. And it looks like we're heading up to one of the many walkways. Looks like we're panning over to, it looks like a group here standing in front of some sort of a vendor. We're back to the woman who's speaking, and it looks like she's wearing red pants and a black shirt. Looks like she has long blonde hair, and she has a microphone as well. So she's speaking to the crowd here, and it looks like there's probably 30 people standing around listening to what she's speaking about. And then it looks like they also have a little tent here as well. It looks like I think this is part of her team. Her team's just kind of there supporting her. We're panning back over to the large field here, and it's a big open grassy field. You can see the trees in the background as well, but it's a mostly open field. And then we're also walking towards other vendors. Looks like everybody's just standing around. You can see everybody's kind of in groups amongst themselves. Some people are standing, some people are sitting. Coming up to another vendor. This one looks like it has different parts. I see some wheels, maybe some robotics. It looks like this is, did I see Windstorm there? Let's see. Okay, we've passed that vendor. Coming up to Wilson Magnet High School. Best students, best staff, best school. Looks like we've got more, it almost looks like Legos, like robotic parts. It looks like there's wheels, different kinds of building materials there.
Oh, now that's way too much fun. You said the magic word Lego.
Yes, Lego Mindstorm Robotics.
Ooh, cool.
Yes,
Very
yes,
cool.
lots of fun things happening. Actually, it looks like there's like a solar system, like a diorama, and it looks like they've got like robotic. There's the Earth and the moon going around the sun. So lots of fun things happening at this vendor here.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and they're panning really close here to, it says investigating geologic time and fossils, and it looks like they've got some tactile different rocks that people can pick up and kind of feel as they move along here. Looks like they're labeled and there's some information about those different geodes there.
Okay, I'm
like
officially jealous right now if they get to feel fossils and rocks.
This looks amazing here. There's different globes. There's lots of things to touch and interact with here. Oh, there's a starfish even. They've got, it looks like almost a puffer fish here with different spikes. So it looks like very
wow.
tactile. Yes, at this. Oh, and it looks like they've got, oh, is that maybe a shark? It looks like they've got a baby shark preserved in a large glass container here. They're kind of moving it around so you can see the belly of the shark. And it was kind of a light gray color there.
Okay, first person who sings Baby Shark out.
And then we are moving along back down the concrete path here, going over to another vendor. This says welcome information. So it looks like this is the welcome crew here. I've got about 4 or 5 people behind the table. Looks like they're having a great time. Everybody is all smiles. Looks like they've got maps. They've got they've got the glasses as well for people to have. And it looks like they've got different pins that you can wear. They've got different, they have some guides, some different manuals here to explain kind of what's happening in the park. Different books, pamphlets. They're prepared. They've got the works there for the welcome crew. Now we're moseying down the sidewalk again. Looks like lots of vendors. It really is kind of back to back with the vendors here up here on the sidewalk. Now this vendor has different photographs of the moon landing. So there's different photos of astronauts on the moon with the flag. And then it says, oh, we went a little fast there. Lots of, oh, there's a baby in a stroller. Lots of families out today. It really is a great crowd. Okay, so we're back to the Kodak Colorama photos. Man's first step on the moon, 1969. So this vendor is all about the moon landing. Lots of amazing information there. Now we're just kind of walking around, seeing what else the vendors have to offer. We could also see that woman speaking again with the red pants and the black shirt. She's got the microphone. She's very captivating. She's got a very large audience there. There's DJs. It looks like there's speakers in this tent here. Okay, we're walking through the grass behind a large group of people. Looks like we're walking up to another vendor. This is the backside of the vendor, though. We'll get more information as we go around. Walking back over to the sidewalk here. Lots of bikes. It looks like lots of people have ridden in on their bicycles. Panning around, just getting a large shot of the entire area here. I can also see that playground in the background here. Lots of little children playing. It really is a big crowd today. And it does look a little bit overcast. It is still a little bit cloudy here. It looks a little chilly. People are wearing their sweaters, their coats. Definitely looks to be on the chillier side. It is a very large playground. And it looks like there's big slides and swing sets and everything a little kiddo could imagine. It's an amazing playground. There's big logs you can sit on as well. Lots of climbing equipment. It's a very cool playground. And then it looks like there's benches people can sit on to watch the children play. And we are walking down the sidewalk here. And it looks like we're going to switch camera feeds here. So please stand by.
And I just want to thank everyone who is watching us on YouTube. If you are in the Aira app right now, we are trying to bring you the live feed. But if you want to go to our YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/AiraIO. That's AIRAIO. So head over there and you will be able to see us. We are working on getting the app link up and working, but never fear, because we are here live from Rochester, and what you will be seeing is a live camera feed once we get our camera people back, and we will be turning it back over to our visual interpreting team here at Aira. This is our first event, and we saw earlier in one of the tents, one of the Aira access partners, Wegmans. Wegmans was our first grocery store partner. And I believe that was back in maybe 2018, 2017, somewhere in there. And they have been a great partner with us. So let me turn around so you can actually see me. There we go. I am live from my backyard here in Columbus, Ohio, and we are waiting. We will probably get about 90% totality, and that's going to come a little bit before. I'm not sure how much before Rochester, but I will let you know, and maybe we can watch that here as well. So,
Janine, I've got DJ Ron's video feed going from.
Awesome. Well, let's turn it back over to the ladies.
I was going to say, yeah, let's go ahead and continue
Yeah,
on
let's go.
of the descriptions.
Awesome.
So it looks like actually there's quite a few people dancing. The camera is looking like we're underneath the tent here. So we're in the tent and we're looking out at the crowd. I just saw a couple dancing. They were slow dancing together and they just slow danced off screen. It looks like we have a pretty large crowd here. It looks like there's probably 30 or 40 people standing around. And again, they're just kind of enjoying themselves. I see quite a few people dancing, and it looks like they're really just kind of hanging out. There's people with strollers, really people of all ages. And it looks like mostly people are just kind of dancing. They're kind of slow dancing. They have their arms around each other. They're twirling around. There's some people walking by as well. I do see some vendors in the background. It looks like there's probably 3 or 4 tents here. And it looks like there's a large tree in front of us as well, and lots of the sidewalks kind of forking off into different directions. So it looks like we're kind of in a center location where everybody's kind of, centrally located. And again, I can see a little bit of the sky here, but it's mostly just the ground, the people dancing, the people standing around, and then the vendors as well.
Excellent. What I was going to suggest is maybe we'll go ahead and switch off of DJ Ron's camera for a little bit. And maybe we'll switch over to Rick as being our next person to spotlight. We're going to switch it over now. And Rick, you are up live.
All right, everyone. And it looks like also, Sid, if you want to join in the app, we have that stream up and going. Or you can also go to the web where I believe, I'm not going to give out that address because I don't know it from our website, but I think you can listen live online from the Aira Explorer app. So you can listen from your phone. You want to go to the More tab in the lower right corner of your Aira app, and then flick down until you get to events and do a double tap, and there we are.
Yeah, Janine, what I'm thinking is that, yeah, we may want to switch off and go to another camera. This particular feed is just a little bit too blocky at the moment. And
Alrighty.
maybe we'll go ahead and switch over to Genthea's camera. So stand by a moment. We're going to be going over, switching to Genthea. And we've got Genthea up live now.
All right. And all of our camera folks are volunteers from AmeriCorps, and they are helping us, our eyes on the ground. So let's turn it back over to our visual interpreters.
Okay, so now we're back to, it looks like we're close to the park again here. We're walking along the path. It looks like there are some people holding hands with their children as they're walking along. Again, it's a very large crowd here. I'm seeing probably 30 people in the feed currently. And I can also see that there's quite a few vendors lined up against the pathway here as well. A little girl just waved as she walked by. And it looks like we're panning over to, oh, I didn't quite catch that one's tent name there, but we'll get that one as we pan back over. And there's a really large decorative rock, like a boulder that's sitting in the middle of this sidewalk here. So that's pretty interesting. The grass is very green. It's well kept. It's a beautiful park here as well. And it looks like we can also see some beautiful, large, grand homes on the opposite side of the park that we're currently at. So it's a very cozy atmosphere here. There's lots of people walking along. Again, it's slow pace. There were some children that ran by, but it's very slow. Everybody's taking their time, just enjoying themselves. And it looks like we're panning over to more vendors. As we get a little closer, I can see what those vendors' names are. Lots of people walking by. The first one we're coming up to looks like this one here is the X-Cat. Oh, so there was some writing on the sidewalk earlier with some chalk, and it said X-Cat with some arrows pointing this way. So we've made it to the X-Cat vendor here. And it looks like there's also, oh, I missed that one there. We'll pan back over in just a bit. Looks like First Rochester competition. First Robotics, excuse me. This is the robotics competition vendor here. So lots of action. And as we get a little closer, I can see what they've got on the X-Cat table here. Looks like there's some popcorn here at this vendor. And it looks like there's one woman behind the scenes here, behind her little table. There are some circular, I think those are pins, large pins that you can pin onto your shirt. So they've got lots of gear here. Looks like they've got some glasses here as well, in case anybody needs to grab a last minute pair. And then on the buttons, they're very cool. Oh, it says, let's see, total solar eclipse, Rochester, New York. And then there's got the date there, 4/8/2024. It's a beautiful image of an eclipse. You can see the blue sky and then the eclipse there on the pin. So lots of little memorabilia, things you can take home. Looks like they've got a lot of cool items here at this vendor. That popcorn looks very good. People are sipping on some Fantas. It looks like there are two gentlemen over here in the robotics. We're getting a little bit closer here. And this one is from, let's see, This is the XCAT 191, impact on our social. There's a little sign here. It says impact on our social district. There's advocacy, impact on the community. So it looks like lots of information here about their high school and their robotics team. It looks like a large team as well. It looks like they've got probably 50 kids on their robotics team. So that's really interesting. Okay, give the camera just a minute to pan around. They've also got some glasses and some pins, etc., on their table for some last minute grabs. And it looks like people are playing ball over in the field here. I think I saw a frisbee fly by. And there's that robot. So this is, again, part of that high school robotics team. There's a robot. It's really cool. It's square shaped and it's going really fast. And it's turning and it's kind of like rotating here. It's picking up these large rings that are on the ground and it's doing it all by itself. So it looks like it's kind of finding the ring, almost like a Roomba style. And it looks like it's finding the rings, picking those up, and it looks like it's shooting it out. I think that might have been the frisbee that I just saw fly by. It was actually one of those rings that the robot was shooting out. So that's pretty cool. He's got a little arena here, probably maybe an 8-foot, 10-foot wide arena that he's kind of circling around, and he's picking up those rings and shooting them out. As we pan around, a crowd was watching that robot. And then it looks like we're going to walk down the sidewalk here, see what else there is to have, what else there is that they're offering here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and hand this off to the next visual interpreter. It looks like Harmony, and I will be back later.
Hello, everyone. This is Harmony, and it looks like coming onto the scene, the feed I'm seeing, they're going towards a playground here. So that means they should be at the center of the park, towards the west side, near Genesee Street. And they're just kind of panning around, looking at the playground, many kids on the playground and around. We've got a little spinny section here specifically some kids are spinning on. We're coming up on another tent. If we're at the center here, I believe, just referencing our diagram that they provided here, that this could be the Blossom Massage and Wellness, but looking for a sign to be sure. Okay, so they've got some computers set up on the table. Several people kind of standing around here talking, waiting for the event. And, looks like this is a booth. Got a sign coming up here. Sing with Us Community Choir at COS 4 East Henrietta Road, Sundays 2 to 4 p.m. by SEAC. And if that's where we're at, then that means we're directly in the middle of the park here where all the booths are located. They are panning over to the center of the field, seeing multiple tents kind of just sporadically spread out here. You can see it's getting busier and busier as more people are shuffling in. They're making their way towards the north side of the park here. Down the path, you see like some bleachers set up for viewing purposes. Got many people sitting on there ready for it. And a few people passing on the path here. I can see blankets laid out on the open field with people in their chairs, families getting ready to see. Some dogs are definitely in attendance. I've got a few individuals with their dogs on a leash here. And we're coming up on another tent. The path that we're at, looks like I said we were at the center before. This would be the center. Seeing some chalk lines drawn out here, kind of like little clouds and messages written on them. Didn't get a full picture of what that was, but as we're making our way down this path, there's some more tents coming up here. Looks like some bathrooms as well. So if anyone's in attendance, that would be at the west side of the park, directly at the center of the park here, just north of the playground. In fact, they're panning the camera, just kind of pointing down towards the path that leads to that. Got many people crowded over here. Looks like it's a tent with some instruments that might be getting their attention. Got some drums, a full drum set, and then these seem to be some more specialized drums. I could be wrong, but I want to say they're bongo type drums. You get like two large, same size drums. The guy's kind of setting up next to there, possibly getting ready to play. And we're coming back to that X-Cats tent. Sounds like that was a robotics company based from a high school here. Gonna pull that up. Yeah, it was a robotics Lego Mindstorm, or nope, that was the wrong tent. Oh, this one here, I'm seeing some foods. So this is a food vendor of some sort. I'm seeing them serving out some hot dogs, fresh off the grill. Seems several hot dogs on the grill here. Many family members are standing around getting their food. Probably want to do so before the event. We're kind of panning around here to another table set off to the left. We're continuing our direction north of the park. So this table here looks like got some rocks, some people lounging on these rocks, getting ready. More people off to the right. See this. Another tent here. I want to say XC, a Wilson Magnet High School. Best students, best staff, and best school. All of these have little check marks next to them. And if I'm correct, that should be actually the school that the X-Cats were from here. If I can look that up just to be sure from our info. Yep, in fact, that was Team 191. The X-Cats is a robotics team started in 1992 by drawing upon the brightest minds from Joseph C. Wilson Magnet High School. And this is showing like a solar system diagram, or not diagram, but it's like a machine, a life-size, or not life-size, that would not quite be possible, but a smaller size version of the solar system. It's spinning here. You see the sun and the moon rotating around it. And you can kind of get an idea of how the sun is in between these. And then once they line up, you see how the moon, despite it being very small, from our perspective, makes it look like it covers the sun entirely when it lines up. In fact, right now is right where it's lining up as we speak. This is not the current eclipse, I should mind you. Again, this is just like a little robotic solar system diagram here. So, and we're looking off to the field, a more open area, more areas for people to lay out their tents. This seems to be from the X-Cats booth, that solar system here. I would imagine part of their robotics program. Would not be surprised if someone had made that, actually. Would be quite impressive. We're coming over here to another section of the same booth, just a different table. And I'm seeing all different kinds of parts. You know, these might even be Lego parts from what I understand. I see like sets of wheels that have been put together. I'm also seeing bins with other little various car parts. They're kind of also a diagram of showing all the parts. Looks like it says Mindstorms. And going back here, let's see. Oh, I see a child actually at the table actively putting together some items, possibly building a car. I see some wheels being involved here as well. And some little, let's see. They are Lego blocks for sure. I'm seeing like black Lego blocks, green Lego blocks, some yellows. And they are hard at work. I'm seeing they've got an active bot. It's like actually moving here. It's got all four of its wheels on the table and moving back and forth. And we're panning off to the left here, back to the kind of the center of the field. I see they're approaching a new stand. More people watching, getting ready. And this stand, as we get closer, you know, I believe we saw this one earlier. Retina Association of, I want to say, Western New York. Yep, Retina Associates of Western New York, PC.
Yep, and they are actually one of the sponsors of this event, along with Wegmans, and I believe there's someone else, but the Retinal Associates of Western New York are here, and it's kind of a beautiful thing that they're here with all of this access to visual information other than that vision.
Right.
And I'm
And-
sorry, I've got a jet flying over now.
No worries. I think we're getting ready to switch camera views here as well. So if you give us just a moment and to stand by and we'll get the camera
Okay.
feed switched.
That's exactly right. We're going to go ahead and switch over to Jason's camera. So stand by a moment. We're adding in, and Jason is now live. If you want to go ahead and continue describing the scenes.
Sure, there we go. Now, ladies, I know that there are going to be, very interesting things happening in the sky. You guys have any fun facts about eclipses? Well, we're switching our cameras here.
Our cameras are live. Hang on a second.
All right. And back to, I so want to be there. This sounds like way, way too much fun.
Well, while
especially the Legos and the robots.
it looks like stand by. See if I can.
Mhm.
Harmony, Harmony was up for a moment. I'll tell you what, we'll give it a moment while some of the other agents, some of our other visual interpreters come online. But what we're looking at now is a nice open field. It looks like folks have blankets spread out. It's a green grass area. It's a nice, this will be a nice area for viewing the eclipse. But the actual area itself is got a lot of large, it looks like hardwood trees in the background. Wintertime scene with very few leaves, things like that. You see a few folks in the distance walking around, but our camera person right now is just continue on walking through the area. And let's see if we've got another visual. We have another visual interpreter ready to come on board. So Chris, yeah, if you want to take it over.
I just also wanted to mention that Aira is proud to provide visual interpreting through our Access Partner Network. Companies like Wegmans, Target, Starbucks, plus Airport in Rochester and Syracuse sponsor the use of Aira in their stores, on courses and websites to give blind and low vision people access to visual information they need. For more information about our mini Access Partner, please visit https://ira.io/partners. So through this video feed that I see here, we're still looking at an overview of the park. Again, we have many people walking around, standing. Some might be playing, I think, a game called Corn Roll, I believe is what it's called, where they throw a little beanbag into a hole and try to make it. There's two on each side.
Oh boy,
And now
cornhole.
Yeah, cornhole.
Yes.
Currently, we are also facing two individuals. One is about to throw a ball, and the kid is getting ready to swing it with the bat. So that is what we are currently facing right now. This is near the tree. And then it looks like they are kind of just walking around. We're still kind of facing more of the foresty area, so you just see the naked trees. We're panning back over to the right, where you can see again the forecast still cloudy. We can see the naked trees in the background. The camera is facing up at the sky, kind of panning over the somewhat dark clouds. And then we're back over where the child has the bat, perhaps getting ready to swing. Now we're passing that one, going over to the left. We have two individuals standing, kind of facing the two people that have the bat and the ball. We are passing them right now a little bit.
And we actually have there a demo probably of Beep Baseball, very popular game for blind and low vision people, Beep Baseball. And they were definitely going to be demonstrating here along with audio darts. And I heard a fun fact that the Buffalo Rochester area is among some of the cloudiest cities in the United States, which hopefully will not be the case, but we will see if those clouds will magically disappear soon.
Exactly. And since you mentioned beat ball, I believe that is what's happening right now. We have the kid who's wearing what appears to be a blindfold, and then the other person, which is the adult, is throwing the ball kind of like in a tossing way, never, a full throw. And so they toss it over to the person with the baseball, and then they try to swing. Currently, the individual hasn't actually hit it just yet, but they're just doing it over and over again. It's throwing it now, and it looks like the kid tried to swing, he missed, and then an individual tosses the ball back to the person throwing. She backs up a little bit. The kid pats the center of the ball on the ground. He readies, and it looks like they're just speaking to someone over to their right. So they tap the edge of their bat on the plate, and the person tosses the ball, and then they miss, unfortunately. And then an individual go ahead and tosses it back to someone else in the field. And now the kid is running around. He's still blindfolded, I believe, and just kind of running off to what appears to be another person that's also part of the game. And he goes off to where more individuals are at. He's kind of out of view a little bit. I see him still running. The camera's kind of focusing on where he's going. He goes all the way where a group of people are at, and now I can't really tell what they're doing currently. And then the camera feed is kind of walking towards where the kid ran at. So we're walking onto the grass field. We're making our way over to where the kid that is blindfold currently. Okay, we see him just standing there. We see another lady staying next to him. We pass her. And now we are passing what looks like a kind of goal area. It's like a looks like a batting kind of foam statue. It's definitely made out of foam. It bounces back whenever you push on it. And now we are walking up to where four individuals are juggling. They seem to be juggling what looks like, they kind of look similar to bowling pins, but they have thinner sides on the thinner side. So they kind of can be able to juggle. It looks like three of them are able to juggle it. And it looks like the camera person is talking to the three people that are currently holding the juggling pins.
Wow. And I'm going to pause here and have you take a look at my sky because it got really quiet here.
Mm-hmm. So through your camera feed, it looks like we are pointing straight at the sun. So you can see the not dark, but the bright yellow of the sun. Your area isn't as cloudy as in Rochester, not Rochester, but in New York, but it does have a little bit of cloud. So the clouds are kind of somewhat covering the sun, but you can see it shining through the circle. Yeah, it's very bright. It looks like you're probably getting a little bit more sun there.
Yeah, I think we're going to get about 90%. So may not be time yet, but we're getting close, folks.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Seems like everybody in Rochester's having fun.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and switch to camera. Rick, just a moment, stand by. And yes, we've got Rick on camera now.
So we're having the new video feed. Looks like the camera person is walking across the field. He's panning right over where we have more people kind of just standing around, kind of just chatting, just kind of just being in the atmosphere. We have an overview of the park still. So you see the trees in the background. Again, they are naked, no leaves on them. We're passing a small area that is the bleachers. We have two people just sitting, kind of staring at the people that are on the field playing, talking, sitting, just different things that are going on. We pan a little bit to the left, so we're making our way down the pathway. It looks like we are coming past more trees here. We have a pathway that goes to the right or to the left. Looks like the camera person is appearing to go to the right pathway. Okay. And then, and in this pathway, there aren't any people here. It looks like it's just the grass field around this path heading over. We have more of the trees in the background. I actually believe I see where cars are actually parked at. So it's further down to the left. So we got cars parked all over there. So this might be perhaps the entranceway. And then the camera person is panning over to the left, which again shows another pathway. Like before, there isn't any people around. So stand by, we are going to switch to a different feed.
And we are getting, time is moving on here closer and closer to totality. And I am getting myself set up here for my view of my sky whenever we go to totality. Let's see. Fun facts about eclipses.
I don't know if we're speaking out of turn here, but there's the Purkinje effect.
Oh, do tell us about that, because Harmony, you had a fascinating kind of thing about that. If you're wearing certain colors, this is so cool.
This is right. You will only be able to experience this with your eyes, so forewarning, you won't see this in the video feed, but it is an effect of your eyes adjusting to the light, going from daytime sight to nighttime.
There we go.
This is usually really brief. It kind of slowly goes, but because this is kind of concentrated into one time, basically what happens is your eyes are going in between nighttime vision and daytime vision. And from this effect, it's only visible during the moments of totality. And greens will and blue colors will be more vivid, while red colors will actually fade.
Wow. Awesome.
So if you're at the event and lucky to be there, make sure to look out for those colors.
That is so cool and amazing too, how many people are flooding into this park. I've heard estimates in viewing areas of 100,000 people in some of the viewing areas. So I don't know if Genesee Valley Park will be one of those places, but
Absolutely. And in fact, this is actually going to be historically the most viewed and attended eclipse than any other in history. So,
oh, I definitely believe that. Wow. And it is getting strangely cooler out here. I'm going to point you back toward the sky here. There we
that's a
go.
great point, segue. That's actually one other big thing you'll notice is once you get that moment of totality, you're going to gradually get a temperature drop, but you'll really notice a temperature drop during that moment of totality. The birds might start to kind of react, like crickets might start to chirp, thinking they're confused. It might be nighttime. Birds may start to get silent. But yeah, the big thing you'll notice is that temperature drop.
Wow. And we actually have a party. It sounds like somebody down the street has some music. So they are having an eclipse party down the street here. Wow.
Very nice. Have fun.
Awesome. Yeah.
Janine, what I was going to suggest is we'll go ahead and switch to another camera feed in the park. This time
Sure thing.
to Shaza.
Alrighty.
And we're bringing Shaza up. Shaza's up live.
Right. And we are live from Rochester. Here we are at the Total Eclipse of the Park event. Welcome, everyone.
Right now, I'm going to take over hopefully right now. I don't know if I'm just want to let you guys know what's going on here while we have that figured out. We're over here by the tent section at the center where the bathrooms were located at the west side of the park. We're turned inward towards the park here and seeing all the stands all set up. And the field is getting more and more full. Like Janine had said, you can see it's getting more and more crowded as we get closer to the event. And also, Shiza, if you can hear me, can I have you move your camera up? I want to identify where the sun will be in this cloud cover. All right, so there is much cloud coverage at the moment, unfortunately, but you still can see the sky here a bit. We're looking off towards kind of the center of the field. This is about right where we should start to see that come through once it's time. They're making their way towards the north of the park. This is over towards Elmwood Avenue. also where the baseball fields are we're pointed back towards the south at like the X-Cats booth. I see more people have joined to probably participate in trying to set up more of those robots and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
And
Now,
more cars
what stages of the eclipse, I'm sorry, are we going to be seeing here soon?
Oh, yes. The different stages that we're going to be seeing here are going to be starting with first contact. So I'm going to pull up my thing here. So that would be, let's see. So sorry, I lost my place here. So first contact starts with the moon, just as it sounds. First contact. Will kind of look like a Pac-Man shape, if you could imagine that.
Oh, yes.
Has their little mouth open. It's just the edge of the moon starts to overlap the sun, and that's when the eclipse actually starts to begin. Looks like a little section of the sun is almost kind of bitten out or cut out, basically.
Ooh.
Then, as time goes on, the next phase would be called the second contact. And this is when the moon covers the entire disk of the sun. You're not just seeing a portion of that left side hemisphere of the moon. You're actually seeing like the full moon is now coming into across the sun. Totality is going to be the big one we're looking for. It does only last for a few minutes. And this is the max phase of total solar eclipse, where the sun is completely covered. Like I was saying earlier, despite it being so far away from our Earth and much bigger than the moon is just close enough perfectly to align this to where it's completely covering the sun, despite being much smaller.
Wow.
Third contact is when the moon does start to move away. This is when you're just barely seeing the outer edge of the corona of the sun. So this is just like a sliver of the sun starts to be visible. You're going to usually see things like Bailey's beads at this time, the diamond ring, and
that's one of my favorite effects.
Right.
We think the moon is just this round ball up there, and it's actually not. It's quite bumpy.
Right, very bumpy. To anyone that is unaware that what Janine's referring to, those Bailey's beads, they do appear from the valleys and mountains on the moon. Like she pointed out, very much not a perfectly circled moon. So as the sun, the bright corona of the sun is wrapping around the moon, you see all these little beads of light along the edge of the moon. Because those are the light shining through the valleys.
Okay, and I am pointing up at the sun here. Not sure if we're getting any of that yet, but
Yes.
we are about 600 miles southwest of Rochester.
600 miles. Okay, so not too far, but let's see. I do see not as much cloud coverage as in your area. Like, for instance, very good visible view of the sun, bright and shining in the middle of the trees here. There's like a kind of dark green tree and then a light green tree kind of encircling.
We've got a lot of trees.
It makes for great view. It just kind of circles the sun here. So, the light, I mean, as I said, there is some light coverage, but for the most part, you should be able to see once that coverage starts to happen. So,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's been a beautiful day so far. I think probably a little warmer than Rochester too, but
yeah, Rochester, I'm getting there at like 61 degrees. Do you know how warm you're looking in your area?
We are in the mid 60s right now. There's a little bit of a cool breeze, but
okay.
It's just beautiful. And earlier it was probably a little warmer than that even. So I know we are ready for spring here.
I think I'm just glad that it's not raining so that we weren't completely taken out.
Exactly. I was wondering, what would they do if it rained? Well, you know what? We're not going to worry about that.
Right, exactly.
We will
I'm still
not
out
worry
there.
about that.
Right.
Awesome. Now, you all will be going here whenever we get close to the time of totality in Rochester. You guys will be broadcast throughout the park. So that way, everyone will get a chance to hear in the park what visual interpreting is, but also what this eclipse actually looks like. So I'm very excited about that. And boy, the wind is picking up here. That's interesting.
You know, it might get real cold here soon, especially
Mm,
with the totality. I am
that
getting word that we may be switching camera views here, if you don't mind
okay,
giving us a moment here
sure.
while we switch
Let's
VIs as well.
Sure. And everyone, thank you for tuning in and tuning into our YouTube feed. Here is the view from my backyard. There we go. And this is in Columbus, Ohio. So we are off the path of totality. We're getting about a 95% coverage here that has not started quite yet.
We
So,
went ahead and switched over to Jason's camera, and Jason's camera is now live.
right, I'm going to turn it back over to our visual interpreters.
Awesome. Looks like I am back on. My name is Lacey. We're back to the park here, and the crowd has really grown. Looks like we're stepping up to the first vendor here. Looks like we're back to the woman in the red pants with the black shirt. She had the microphone and was giving was giving the speech here. So we're back to her tent. It looks like there's probably 20 or 30 people around this tent. And I think the camera person is just kind of listening in on what they're saying here. Looks like lots of people just standing around. I'm looking in the background here, and the crowd has just really grown. We're panning over to the center of the park here, which is just, again, that beautiful green grass. Lots of people are just hanging out, kind of picnic style. Everybody's in their own little family groups. They're sitting around. We're currently looking at a young boy putting his glasses on. He looks very happy to be here. Looks like we're back over to the announcing tent. It looks like they've got their technology, their tech equipment all set up here, speakers, microphones. This gentleman's holding some tickets here, maybe a raffle ticket. Okay, I'm kind of panning around to the back of that vendor. The camera lady must be speaking here to a few of the people standing. And again, I can see those large trees in the background. It really is a beautiful park. We do have that almost complete cloud coverage here. It's very gray sky, very misty in the sky here. So hopefully we'll be able to get some good views today. But it's fun nonetheless. It really was a great turnout today. Lots of people are joining.
Well, it really sounds, Lacey, like a great time to actually learn about science while we're all here with the robots and all of the tactile things. And it just sounds like a fantastic time for
There's
learning.
a lot going on. Absolutely. Yes, lots of fun things happening out here today.
I have some very opinionated crows over here who are,
uh-oh.
I think they're
Looks like
commentating here. And it has gotten significantly colder here.
Oh, wow. And it looks brighter here, actually, in your feed. Let's take a quick look. Let's actually pan your camera over to the left, maybe just 2 inches or so if you can. Yes, this is perfect. Yes, this is fantastic. And like she was saying, the trees, you do have a lot of trees, but it makes a perfect frame for your sun. You do have a little bit of cloud coverage here. It is a little gray, a little misty, but you can really see the big circular sun peeking through those gray kind of silverish clouds. So it's very vibrant. You can definitely see the sun in your feed. I'm hoping we have such good views in Rochester, but you've got a front row seat here.
I know. But never fear.
Yes.
Back in the quad at the University of Southern Indiana, and that was
Looks like we had some feedback there.
We should be back live now. And tell you what, let's go ahead and let's pick it up with let's switch to Shay's feed right now. So stand by a moment. We will switch to her camera. Adding it now.
Okay, so it looks like we're back to the park. We're back to that same vendor. Instead of being in the back where everybody was kind of congregating and talking to each other, we're now kind of facing the front section here. I can see big drums, almost like bongo drums set up here. And it looks like nobody's playing them yet, but it looks like we may have some musicians coming forward later. And they're panning around. Again, lots of people standing around, just kind of waiting for the moment here. Hopefully we get a good view. It is very cloudy here in Rochester today. We'll see what happens as the camera pans around. Perfect. So they're panning back over to the middle of the park here. Again, just lots of vendors. I can see probably 20 vendors along the sidewalk here. Lots of people hanging out in their foldable chairs. Some people have blankets on the ground. They're really just kind of hanging out with their families. Everybody's brought their children. It looks like a beautiful day. Chilly, but beautiful. Lots of people have their phones out as well, kind of, recording what's happening, recording the views, the musicians.
I
Looks
know
like
in
we're
my
going-
neighborhood we have fireworks going off
Oh,
here.
that's so exciting. That's so fun.
Someone is doing some fireworks. So yeah.
That's awesome. Your view, you have such a great view. The sun is just right above that tree. It's just so beautiful, very large, circular. It's really a presence in the sky there. And it actually looks like it's gotten quite dark at your house here. I do see still a full circular sun. I don't see that first contact happening yet, but it does look like it has gotten a little darker here, a little bit more shadows on your home.
And very little wind now. So
oh, that's good. It does,
enough,
the trees look very still now that you mentioned that.
oh my goodness, and the birds are quiet.
Is that right?
So this may be as good as it gets for us, but wow, it's a big difference, folks.
It looks like a big difference.
Whoa, yeah, fascinating. I remember in 2017 when this happened, the agent said, "Ooh, your backyard looks like a primeval forest."
Oh, what a perfect way to describe it. You do have a lot of trees, a lot of foliage here. It's gorgeous.
Oh, and here come the birds back.
Oh, wow.
And no breeze yet, but the birds have started again. That was just bizarre. How the only thing I could really hear were motors and mechanical noises for a bit.
That's so interesting. Wow.
Let's hope they get that in Rochester.
Yes.
So what we will be doing while we're describing the totality is to pause for short amounts of time, 15 to 30 seconds every now and then, so that people can listen to what's around them and listen to the light boxes, also the light sound boxes that are making musical tones that go along with the dimming of the light in the sky.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and switch now over to Jason's camera. Stand by a moment while we get it set up. There we go. And
awesome.
Jason's was now up live.
Perfect. And it looks like Jason is walking past some vendors here. It looks like there's 5 or 6 people behind this table. We're back to the table with the maps. So it looks like they've got a United States map here, and it looks like they've got different pins on where the eclipse is actually going to be going through. So that path of totality, they've kind of got it mapped out here on their United States map. Looks like they've got, again, the glasses, if you need to grab some glasses last minute. They've got the pins. Lots of cool visuals there. And it looks like we're walking back down the sidewalk. Again, we've got vendors on left and right side. So it really is a full house. Looks like there's a man behind the drum set here. Looks like he might be getting ready for some music. And then looks like they're panning back over to the open grassy area here. The clouds are very dense here. It really is very cloudy. It's almost complete cloud coverage. It's a very gray sky, so I'm hoping we can get some good views. Oh, it looks like our cameraman is passing out some glasses to a few people here. People are sitting around at the picnic tables. Everybody's got some drinks. They've got their hot dogs. They really are just having a great time hanging out together, just enjoying the atmosphere. We're walking back over to the playground here as well. Looks like they're passing out glasses to anybody who might need those. Lots of parents watching their children play. They've got curly Q slides. They've got logs for the kids to jump and play on, a merry-go-round. Looks like lots of fun toys here for the kiddos. The cameraman is just graciously going around asking if anybody needs some glasses. A few people are happy to grab a few here. Looks like lots of even teenagers here are swinging. They're hanging out, just kind of sitting around on the playground equipment. So yeah, very family oriented here, which is great.
How fun. How fun. And our wind and birds have come back.
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
And your sun is bright. It definitely looks brighter here at your house. The sun looks very large and circular. I think the clouds are kind of dissipating a bit here, which is great, but it definitely seems brighter here.
Excellent. Well,
Yes.
let's hope. I'm going to cross my fingers that you will get to see that corona.
Yes, absolutely. That's so exciting.
I know that's the part that I was totally looking forward to, was seeing the corona. But the stillness, the absolute stillness is amazing. So hopefully the folks in Rochester will be able to feel that, because it is really, really mind-blowing.
Yes, yes. Even with the cloud coverage and maybe not being able to see those views, hopefully we can still feel the atmosphere as it changes.
Hey, well, we'll go ahead and see if we can tune in Rick. We got Rick's camera going again. We'll see if we can get a little better feed. Switching over to Rick now.
And the camera does look a little bit choppy here, but I can definitely see that we're standing in the grassy field. We've got lots of people, maybe 30, 40 people to our left. We've got families and strollers. There's a few people to our right as well. Seems like we're just kind of standing in the crowd, just kind of, just waiting and building that anticipation.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Looks like
what.
we're a little choppy.
Yeah, we'll see if we can switch it. We're going to go ahead and set up Genthea next. Genthea, stand by. We're switching over to your camera. And Genthea, now you are up live.
All right. And she is in the middle of the field here. She's looking at a telescope that is pointed up at the sky here. And we're in the middle of the field with lots of people having, their picnic style. It looks like there's lots of blankets. It looks like there's probably 3 or 4 people per blanket, and they're kind of spread out maybe 20 feet apart. So it's a very large park. And again, it's got those beautiful views with those trees with no leaves, the large gray sky. This is kind of a panned out view where you can really get a good idea of what's happening at the whole park here. So lots of good views. There are a few vendors here as well. I can't see in the distance. Some people, again, are playing that cornhole. They're playing some beat baseball. It seems to be getting darker here. It seems like we're really starting to get this. The sun is definitely starting to get a little darker.
Yep, I think we are just minutes from going live in the park as we head toward Totality, which I believe starts at, I want to say 3:21, but I could be wrong on that one.
Okay.
I may be able to actually add a couple of more camera views to it, so we'll be able to get simultaneous views.
Excellent. Well, everybody point them up at the sky. Yeah.
Yes. And I can see here too, it's getting very dark. It looks like it is just even past evening time here, but I can see the clouds. It is still a lot of cloud coverage, but it's interesting. It seems like the sun is almost under the clouds now, and it's really illuminating the sky. There's lots of like marshmallow clouds all over, illuminated. It's very interesting. It definitely didn't look like that before. So we're having lots of changes here. It definitely seems like it's like that 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock p.m. timeline. It looks like Jason's feed is even darker here. It looks very dark. It is incredibly dark. I can't see any of the grass. The trees in the grass all look the same. It looks like the sky is just, it looks like it could be midnight. It is so dark here. I can't see the sun. We do still have a lot of cloud coverage here, but it looks like it is completely dark. I do see some lights from the buildings. I see some lights maybe from some cars. It looks like, you know, some different lights here from just buildings and vendors, but in general, it is very dark. The sky, I can barely even see the clouds now. The sky, I can make a little bit of blue out from above the clouds. Lots of cloud coverage, but again, it is very dark.
I wonder
And
if
it
one of
happens
our
so quickly.
yeah, I wonder if one of our camera people can turn on their microphone for a minute so we can hear what that all sounds like.
Oh,
Wow.
sure. And I'll be quiet while we listen.
All right, Jason, you're up. Got live audio from the park. This is Jason, one of our camera folks.
And again, just to update, it's very dark here. I can't see any of the people. I can't see any of the ground. I can't see any of the tents. It looks like the trees are completely black. It's just a silhouette here. I can just see the trees are a silhouette against that very gray, very dark, almost stormy looking sky.
Ooh, I was wondering if you could see the moon at all and the corona at all, if that lit up any
Unfortunately,
of the clouds. Oh,
I can't see any of the moon, the sun, anything. It's just illuminated clouds. It got dark so fast, maybe 30 seconds from light to dark. It was almost instant. It was very interesting to see.
We've got now 3 camera views up live. We have Jason, Sheza, and Genthea. We'll see if we can switch around with some of the microphones as well. Sheza, that is. Sheza, your microphone is up.
okay,
And it looks like
folks.
it looks like it's
Amazing.
starting to brighten back up just a bit here as well. It looks like we didn't get to see much of the sun here, but it looks like it is starting to brighten back up. It's looking like it's dusk. It looks like the sun is just starting to rise again. I can see a little bit of the green of the grass starting to come back. A little bit. I can see the people now in the grassy areas.
Yeah, it is starting to
And
light.
it's happening quickly as well. Again, just about 30 seconds. It looks like it's probably maybe 8 o'clock in the morning
Coming
here.
back.
It's starting to come back. The clouds, the trees, I can see the tables now. It's definitely brightening back up. Yep, I can see all of the people, the vendors. The cloud coverage is still there, but it's a very bright, silvery sky now rather than that dark, deep, stormy looking sky. And it looks like we are back to midday. It was very quick. It was a little spooky how dark and stormy it looked, and then all of a sudden just right back to daytime. We're walking around looking at some different vendors, lots of bicycles here as well. Everybody's sitting in lawn chairs. They were looking up at the sky. I think everybody's just in awe. Everybody's faces just look like, wow, that everything got dark so quickly. There's cameras pointed up at the sky. People are recording what's happening, recording what's around them. And again, a very large turnout. There has to be over 100 people here in this little grassy area that I'm looking at. Looks like we're back to a vendor here with some children. Not sure what this vendor is, but I can see some games in the background as well. People have kind of resumed playing those games. Looks like cornhole. Lots of people walking around. Again, I think that feeling of awe is just still in the atmosphere. People are still, they're talking amongst themselves. They're looking so happy and just like, wow, on their faces. They've got the cameras out. And I think people are just really enjoying that crazy darkness straight to the light. It was amazing.
May be able to switch over. It looks like Jason's in a different area of the park.
Okay, and it looks like we'll also be switching over to visual interpreter Chris, and I will see you guys later.
Hello, it's Chris again. So through Jason's camera, it looks like we are still walking along the baseball field. His camera seems to view not just the people kind of moseying around, talking among themselves. You can still see those trees in the background. Again, the clouds in the sky is just so full and dense. It's such an amazing color. It's almost as if it's like a cream white, but the clouds are very deep. We still have more people kind of looking up at the sky, kind of in awe, as the other visual interpreter said. We're walking past more groups of people who are still in just a circle among themselves as we make our way more to the right side. We have another vendor tent all the way a little bit further in front of us with more people around. We have some people standing. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're passing another group of people that are kind of just talking among themselves. We're heading to the far right side, and it seems as though the camera is panning to that right side. We do see what I would say the best part is a golden retriever. It's just sitting right there in front of what it is for other people. It has a beautiful coat of that golden color. It looks like we're heading further to the right side. We're around more people and more dogs. We have another dog. It's a black lab, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like the camera person is speaking with the owner who is sitting in a chair. And then the cameraman comes up really close to the dog, and the dog's nose bops the camera, and it looks like he does a shake. Looks like the dog is kind of rolling over, enjoying the scratches on his face, and then wagging his tail. And we still have the view of the dog, and it looks like the camera person is still talking with that person. Now we make our way to where it says here on the dog's clothes as guiding eyes, and that is in white. The entire outfit is in blue. We have white lettering here with the wording I just read. And then it looks like the camera person is still talking with the owner. And now we're over to another dog, another black lab. This one's standing up, enjoying back scratches from Jason. The dog is sniffing down onto what looks like a dog pad. The dog is kind of walking around, circling, wagging his tail, kind of sniffing the grass. Again, it is also a black lab as well. And on his outfit there, it's a future guide dog is what it says there in white. And then Jason's still kind of rubbing on the dog's back. And his tail is wagging so fast. It is so super, super cute. Now Jason's walking away from that area. Now we're heading back to the field. We're coming up onto the sidewalk. And now we are just walking. Again, we just have a really good view of just the sky, the trees, more people kind of moseying around, maybe even kind of packing up a little bit. We're coming up to another vendor's table. It is that robotics, I believe the robotics one with the Legos. So we have an individual kind of putting pieces back into a green bin. And then we're passing that table, we're passing that signage about the Wilson Magnetic High School. Best students, best staff, best school. So we're getting a good view of that. That's what the camera feed is showing. We are coming to where that diorama of the what kind of describes of how the eclipse happens, where you have the globe and the moon near it, and as it turns around the sun, or it creates the eclipse despite the moon being much, much smaller. We're passing more tables. This one seems to be the one with the hot dogs, different snacks. We have someone waving. We have so many chips. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually getting kind of hungry just describing all of this.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're back to the original, what it might be, the media like canopy, so where they had the drums, the full set of drums, more equipment, camera crew. We're passing more people around that are just kind of chatting, just enjoying themselves. And now we have a good view of what the field looks like. Again, those clouds look so interesting, dark, just a very nice cream color with some darkness in it as well. I would have thought it was going to rain, but it actually didn't. Doesn't look like it is. And so the camera is panning over to the right. We have more groups of people. We have more of the trees nearby, beautiful grass, green, and then just kind of just taking in the atmosphere of everyone who's just got to see something or experience something so amazing, absolutely amazing. And then now we're over to the speaker that had the black shirt, red pants, and looks like that speaker is hugging different people. And so the camera's kind of focusing on that currently.
Awesome. And I wonder if we can get a message to Jason or one of our camera people to see if we can find Kiki Smith, because Kiki is the lady that really.
Yeah, she's right in front of me.
Oh, yay. Hi, Kiki. Welcome.
Well, I don't think she can hear you. I have headphones on, but that is Kiki. So
awesome. Well, we will try to grab her for a few minutes if we can.
I grab her. Yep.
Awesome.
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we are live here from Rochester, folks. Literally live.
I think they might talk to you, so I'm turning my headphones off. Let's see if this works.
There we go. All right.
All right. Can you folks hear?
Yeah, we should. Well, let's see. Kiki, hello there.
Yeah, maybe. All right.
No, we
Can
can't
you
hear
hear
you.
now?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, let's move away from the thing.
We're getting all set up here.
Yeah, we're
to
setting
Kiki's.
the band a little bit.
All
All
right.
right. How about over here? We got some chairs. Oh, can I bring these over to you? Okay, here.
Awesome.
We'll,
and check it out, folks. This is live from the Total Eclipse of the Park event after Totality.
All right, we've got
after.
Kiki Smith here now.
All right. Hi, Kiki. Hello there. We did it. Yay. So what did you think of this eclipse versus 2017?
Oh my gosh. I'm crying again, but it's entirely different. That was so crazy. Now it's getting super loud. I think we have to find a new spot to talk to you.
Oh.
But I was totally overwhelmed listening to that light sound device. It was like the suspense so real, and I wasn't guessing. I could hear, and I could feel those tones getting ready to like quivering into the next deeper tone. And when I could feel it all. It's the biggest part, guys, being together with these hundreds of people, volunteers, sponsors, and dedicated Andrew, all sorts of things to be here today for this moment.
And I think we're there. We go. Thought we were losing your audio there for a minute.
Metaphor, right? Is that those cited among us might have been a little bit disappointed in what happened, what they didn't see. A lot of us who are listening and use Aira understand what that disappointment and frustration feels like. So it's sort of like divine intervention to me. It happened though. It was significant. I could hear the birds coming to rest. They were calling.
Yeah.
Before it gets dark. And,
awesome.
Holy cow! I am so.
It looks like you guys are having much fun there.
Joy, gratitude right now.
Thank you so much, Kiki. Thank you.
I'm almost speechless, which is pretty much impossible for me.
You and I have a lot in common.
Oh, thank you, Ira. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Janine. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, audio interpreters. Thank you, AmeriCorps volunteers who spent the whole day here walking around with the cameras speaking to you, but you can be part of wherever you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And it's party time. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jason, for that little live slice of what it's like there. That they are going to have music playing.
Okay, we might want to step away. I don't know if she wants to ask.
Bye.
Okay.
No, I'm good, folks. Thank you so much.
Oh, I think they're good. I think they got me. All right, thanks.
Okay. And we are live here with our camera views from Rochester, New York, from the Total Eclipse of the Park event described by Aira, brought to you with visual interpreting from our professional team of visual interpreters. One of the sponsors of this event, Wegmans, is one of our Aira partner organizations. So anytime you go to a Wegmans store or you go to wegmans.com, you can use Aira to get your grocery shopping to help you out in the store or online. And we also have other partners here who probably helped people get to the eclipse and get their eclipse supplies. The Rochester Airport, the Syracuse Airport, any of your local Target or Starbucks stores to get ready for your eclipse party. Those are all Aira access locations. So what that means is you can go there, and the time that you spend with a visual interpreter is paid for by that business. And so you can learn more about Aira at www.aira.io. And you can download our app. You don't even have to be blind or low vision. If you think a description like this might be able to help you, please give the app a try. And visual interpreters, what have we got up now?
So currently we are just making our way through the field here. We're on the sidewalk. We're just passing more people. It looks like everyone is kind of making their way either out or just kind of moseying around. I did want to mention that the next eclipse is 20 years, I believe, from now on August 23rd. 2044. So that is going to be another amazing thing that's going to happen.
And Aira will be there, people.
That is true. We will be there. But it looks like Jason's making his way just past more vendors, kind of where that restroom areas are at. So we're passing another table with many different things here. So we're stopping at one vendor table. And we're kind of just looking at that one. We're passing another one. This is writers and books. So that looks like they have a book here that's called Eclipse. That's what I saw before. It just it's a black covering with obviously the full total eclipse happening, where you have the moon completely over the sun and then the corona ring light over it. We're at another vendor's table where we have two individuals sitting. This might be the massage one. So it looks like the vendor is giving a individual a massage. They're sitting upright in a chair and they're just doing where the shoulders currently, and it looks like the camera person is perhaps speaking with these two people. So that's where the camera's focusing on. And then now it looks like we're pointing down on what might be tiny little balls. They look like those soft little balls. There's thousands of them inside of this bin. They might be massage balls where you put your hand, it just feels really, really good. So Jason's picking them up inside of a cup and then slowly pouring them out into the bin where they originally were at. So that seems really, really cool. There's another bin here that has sand inside of it with like a bucket and scoops. I believe that's sand. At least that's what it looks like through the camera feed. So that's also on the massage table area. So we're passing that vendor's table onto another one. Looks like we're on the right side where this is where the restrooms are. And on the building, there is a map of, again, what one of the vision interpreters described was pins on different parts of America. This might have been the map for kind of telling where Totality was going to go by or where the eclipse was going to be seen from. So they're currently focusing on New York and pointing certain areas, Pennsylvania. They point at one particular area that's above Pennsylvania. But yeah, it looks like they zoomed in. Oh, Rochester. So they're pointing to where we currently are at, Rochester. So that's where they're pointing. Couldn't see that. Yeah, they did thumbs up on the camera.
Never fear. But we're going to be going, the path of Totality will be going up kind of northeast. So the folks in Vermont will be next to see it, and then New Hampshire and then Western Maine, I believe, they will be able to see the Totality. But even if you're not in the direct path of Totality, as we saw at my house, that was pretty spectacular. Wow. I'm like Kiki. I'm just amazing. And we got to see the Guiding Eyes puppies. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is so true. They were so cute, absolutely adorable. But
Mhm.
we're kind of just making our way through the pathway. It looks like some people are leaving. So a huge crowd of people to the right, kind of just heading on out. We're making our way through the pathway, which had the chalk on the ground where they kind of describe where stuff are going, like cornhole is what we're looking at currently. So they're pointing where that's at. Another one says welcome tent, which was where we came from. So that was behind us. And then there's another one that says music. So that's pointing towards where the Congo was at. The full drum set was at, just kind of that whole technology table. Again, we got a view of the field. Again, those clouds, dark, creamy white, just kind of just creating that ominous feel. And we see more of the field where there are still people kind of standing around, tents, chatting. As we pan more to the left, we're coming back up to that music table where it had the conga, a drum set. We have a bunch of people kind of all around, probably about 20 people. Some people are taking pictures. Some people are just chatting. It looks like there's a guy next to the two conga drums, maybe perhaps teaching people like how to play them, because he has like
That
a
would
couple
be
of people in
fun.
front. Yeah, and we also have
Ah,
someone playing the saxophone to the left of him. Yeah.
excellent. And I know they're going to be partying here until 6 in the evening tonight. So
Oh.
all of this stuff is going to be available for folks in Genesee Valley Park until 6 this evening. So that should be fun. So if you didn't get to play cornhole, you definitely want to go do that. And I don't know if you could describe, because we have some listeners who are not in this country or maybe in other parts of this country who don't know what cornhole is.
Yeah, so cornhole, the game, make sure I get the correct verbiage of it. So it has like these two plates. Not plates, but kind of like boards. So they stand up right on one side and one stands up right on the other side. So you have two boards on opposite sides of each other. And then there's a hole right at the top part of the board. So it's on both boards. And so you keep them a good distance away from each other. And then one person takes 3 of these little bins, or not bins, but these bean bags. They're very tiny, probably square shaped. One is a red color, one is a blue color, but it can come in any type of color. And then you stand near your board and you try to toss it at the other opposite board and see if you make it into the hole. It looks easy, but it actually is probably much harder than it looks. And you can just toss it. You try to toss it in to make to score, kind of like for your team. And I believe it's two people. So 2 people on each team will take turns. So that's
awesome.
how that works.
And what they did to make these accessible, Kiki was explaining it to me, they just put little beepers where the holes are, like right below the hole in the board is a little beeper so that you can actually hear where that other board is and aim for it. So I thought that was really a nice way to adapt it, and would be great fun for, well, it's sort of like the old lawn darts that we used to play at every family gathering, except this is a lot safer.
Yeah, and I also see here it says that the bags are filled with preserved corn kernels. Yeah, or dried beans. This is American Cornhole Organization developed beans filled with plastic, resin, or other materials that will maintain a consistent weight and shape over many throws without deforming.
Wow.
Yeah.
An American cornhole. Wow. I'm waiting. It could become an Olympic sport. Just hang in there.
I really hope it does. I really hope it does.
Awesome. And
so currently, oh, sorry. Currently, the video feed is facing 2 individuals. One has their dog there. It's a black lab again, and then we're kind of focusing kind of just in this general area. There seems to be some darts, someone throwing darts in the background on a,
Those are audio darts. So that dartboard actually makes different noises when you hit the different rings on the target. So cool. I want
It
one of
is.
these so badly.
Yeah, it looks like Jason's walked over to it so you can kind of get an overview of it. We have two
Oh,
individuals playing it currently, and I
awesome.
guess, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can describe it, if it looks like a regular dartboard.
Yeah, so we have circular shaped. It has all of the numbers all around. I can't see the numbers, but I do see the colors. So it has alternating colors of black and red kind of going around the whole board. And obviously, there are thinner areas where if you hit it, it gives you certain points. At least that's how I remember like traditional
Yep.
darts. It looks like Jason's taking a go at it. He tossed
All
it, missed
right.
off to the right side, so it flew off. Then he's going to toss another one. It looks like it might have landed. Again, the darts are black and the board is a little black. So he tossed at least two, which I think did not make it and fell just in front. He's tossing another one, and okay, this one also bounced off the board and fell. And you toss another one, that one fell also to the ground. I will say darts is very difficult. It is a very difficult sport. It's not easy.
It is. Yeah, you've got to get the things on the end, which I'm blanking on the name of, but like the little things at the end of the dart. You have to line them up just right so it'll fly.
Right. Yeah, the tiny little holes that are made up inside of the dartboard, you have to get your dart to the pin area to get into one of those holes. If it doesn't, it will bounce off. And also, the dartboard is made out of rubber, so it does bounce off technically. So it's not anything that's hard or wood or anything like that. It looks like another individual is going to try to do darts. So it looks like he landed one.
All right.
And then one bounced off of it. Tossed another one. This one actually got pretty close. Might have been the center. Yeah, he got it. One on the center, right at bullseye. So right in that black dot right in the center. And then one just below it.
Nice.
And he's pulling them off currently.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
I actually managed to get a bullseye in audio darts once. One time.
Yeah. I have never been able to get one. It's too hard. It's too hard.
I was shocked, believe me.
Yeah. And it looks like the individual put a blindfold over his eyes and now going to try to throw the darts. So he tossed one, it fell off to the right side, tossed another one. I think that one might have landed. And then he tossed another one. That one possibly have landed as well. He removes the blindfold, smiles, and then backs up to kind of see where the floor is at. So Jason,
awesome.
Yeah, he goes off to the right and is making his way back to the pathway. So we're coming up to where the restrooms are at, the general pathway where the welcome tables are at. He's kind of pointing a little bit down. He's pulling a stroller, so the little kid in it is kind of holding onto the two cup holders, kind of like keeping their balance. It's so cute. And she's waving. It's so adorable. Yeah, so we are coming up to another group of people kind of circling around an area. So we're going to see what's happening over here. It looks like we have everyone taking pictures. So there's a huge group of people next to a signage in the back, and there's someone in front kind of coordinating where people are going to be standing to kind of get everyone in the photo. Yeah, so we have, we're just focusing on that particular part. So we have the person kind of repositioning everyone so they can get everyone inside of the camera. And I think Jason might actually be part of it because he's standing to the far left side of everyone. So it looks like there's going to be a big group photo. Yeah, so Jason changes the camera, and it looks like we get an overview of him with everyone inside the group photo, and it's kind of like a selfie view. So he's kind of holding it up with his left hand, and you can kind of see everyone to the right side of him, and everyone's looking to the right. Perfect. Yeah.
All
then
right.
the person's still kind of coordinating, getting everyone into the shot, and they're surrounding around this signage. Can't see what it says quite clearly. Hold on, I think Jason's going to show us.
Awesome.
Oh, let me see. I can't see the sign. They're kind of moving it a little bit to the left. I see. Oh, now we're back over to the playground area. And now it's just panning over. oh, it looks like we have a camera crew or a guy with a bigger camera going to take
Yes.
a more professional picture. So he's puts it right just so far away from everyone and is getting ready to take a shot of everybody. So everyone's kind of
Ooh.
posing. Some people are bending down.
Mhm.
People are smiling.
And they are actually filming a documentary about the eclipse and
Mhm.
about all of this preparation that they've done here in Rochester. And they'll be talking to us in post-production about Aira and about our visual interpreters. So that will be very exciting. And one of the things that they did that I really liked was that they let people know, the blind and low vision people know, that there would be camera crews around. And I don't know how many times, somebody has taken a picture or a video of me and I had no idea. And was hoping, that I wasn't doing anything too embarrassing. But, and it's amazing how many people take pictures while you're relieving the dog,
Mhm.
for some strange reason. But this film crew is going to do this documentary, and I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Yeah. So we are making our way through the kids park. Again, we have everyone on the I believe it's not a seesaw, but it kind of circles around. I don't know why I'm blinking on that name.
Oh,
But
mhm.
yeah, it's that one where
Oh,
everyone
the
kind of,
merry-go-round.
yeah, the
Mhm.
merry-go-round, not a traditional one.
Mhm.
It looks like they lay down onto it and then,
Oh, how fun.
yeah, and they spin to kind of keep, it's like um, what is it called? That roller coaster where it has a floor drop, but you're moving so fast
Oh,
in a circle that it keeps you on the
yes.
walls. That's what it kind of reminded me
Uh-huh.
of. Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, so he's just panning over more of the park. You see different climbing parts of it. You have a little log. It has a really nice green and brown look to the playground. So the railings are all green. We have some stuff that's brown or black. Looks like there's a lot of kids. It looks like this is probably where most of the commotion is happening at, where people are having most of their fun.
Oh, I
Because, after
bet.
the eclipse, everyone's just
Yep.
kind of just moseying around, people on swings, kind of
Mhm.
just having a good time. And I'm so happy it didn't rain because
Yes.
that wouldn't have been the best.
Yeah. And we got quite a show regardless, I think,
Mhm.
because I was kind of wondering what is there going to be, what are we going to see? And boy, that description of the absolute darkness. Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Ooh.
It came pretty fast. It came really fast, 30 seconds, and it was dark. It was
Wow.
so interesting.
Wow.
Hmm So
Amazing.
now, yeah. So now it seems as though Jason's speaking with some people around. We're kind of facing a tree with some seating, more people kind of around. He's just making his way. Looks like they have a grill here as well, kind of those outside
Ooh,
grills. That's kind of, in
nice.
most parks.
Yep.
We're
We
passing
just
an
got one
empty.
here where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun.
Yeah. So we're coming up on another camera crew who just walked by. And then we have a table here with 5 people circling around it. So it looks like we're facing the laptop that is on this table. And that's where the camera's pointing at currently. It's a black laptop. I see a little bit of the screen. It says ACB on it.
Yes, from ACB Radio. They were covering
Mhm.
this event as well. They were covering the light boxes and the sounds of the light boxes as they went from place to place along the zone of totality. And that went, of course, all the way from Texas all the way up through Eastern Canada, I believe. So quite a lot of people experiencing this. Awesome.
Yeah, it is very good to have a lot of things kind of be able to broadcast what's going on. It just makes it more just accessible, and that's a beautiful thing. So
Well, as
we are
we,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, as we draw to the end of our broadcast today from Genesee Valley Park here in Rochester, I am Janine Stanley. We have our wonderful visual interpreters, Lacey, Harmony, and Chris, and our amazing producer, Sid. But I want to give a special and giant thank you to Jason and his crew, and I'm going to forget everybody's names. I am so sorry. but these are AmeriCorps volunteers that have been our eyes on the ground throughout this event. And Ron Johnson, who has been our DJ on the ground as well, providing music for the event and helping us to stream visual description out there to everyone. So I would like to say this particular broadcast will be up on our YouTube channel probably sometime later in the week for you to look at. And it is also going to be part of the Rochester Eclipse Festival organization that put this on. We are giving them the right to broadcast this as well for later. So thanks, everyone. We appreciate you coming, and stay tuned to Aira for more of these events. Our customers said in a survey they wanted more live events and description, and here we go.